Yeah, I'm back, Gregory. But yes, I try find the live. Hold on. Okay, this is it. Francisco, hi. Corey, hi. Hi, guys. Can you leave a like? Can you leave a like on the video, guys? Can you or double tap the screen? Hey, guys. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Hi. 29 guests are here. I did. Thank you, Francisco. I appreciate it. Guys, can you double tap the screen or leave a like on the video, please? Just leave a like here, guys, or double tap. If you double tap it, it's supposed to also like the live. Chad, hi Chad. Hey, what's up? So, so we're here. We're doing Rich Dad, Rich Kid, Smart Kid, Chapter 2, Part 2. I just did Part 1, and we're now at Part 2. Part 2 is a little long, so I had to cut it in parts. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for the taps. I appreciate it. All right, let's get back into the video, guys. Yes, this is what I'm reading. So it's rich dad's rich kid, smart kid. Yeah, I'm at chapter 2. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the taps. All right, so let's get back into it, guys. So it said, "That's it," said my dad. "Education is attitude. And if you have that kind of positive attitude towards learning, you will do well. But if you have a loser's attitude or a defeated attitude towards learning, then you will never learn anything." I pulled my baseball magazine. Oh, I read this part already. Hold on. Hold on. I read that part already, guys, in part 1. Give me a second. All right. So I'm here. So it says, "But if I could not be involved physically first, or could only read about something I was rarely interested and hence did not want to read about it. Being only 10 years old, I had learned enough for the day. My attention span had been exhausted. Clutching my baseball glove and bat, I headed out the door to go make finer distinctions about the game of baseball. I had some baseball IQ to improve, and practice was the best way for me to do that. Besides, I knew that if I didn't keep practicing, Andy the Ant might replace me on the team. Are you reading the whole book? I am reading it by chapters, Andy. All right, so That one explanation from my educator dad was the primary reason I finished high school and went on to survive a very tough federal military academy with a rigorous academic curriculum. Because of this explanation, I knew that although I did not have a high academic IQ, I did not want, I did not mean, it did not mean I was not smart. It merely meant I had to find a way of learning that worked best for me. Without this valuable knowledge, I might have dropped out of high school long before graduating. Personally, I found school too slow, boring, and uninteresting. I was not interested in most of the subjects I was required to study, but I found a way to learn those subjects and pass the test. What kept me going was the knowledge that once I left school with my college degree, my real education would begin. How many different geniuses are there? In the early 1980s, a man named Howard Gardner wrote a book entitled Frames of Mind. In his book, he identified seven different geniuses or intelligences. They are as follows. All right, so this one has an image. I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain it good enough for you guys. So the seven intelligences. So there's an image here. So here it is. This is what it is. So I'm going to be reading what is in each box. All right, and you guys can follow along. Everybody is still here with me? All right, Gregory's here. All right, guys, we're gonna get back into it. I think Noteman, I don't see Noteman. I don't know if Chad is still here. All right, guys, let's get back into it. All right, so the first one, I don't know which way it's starting from, but I'm gonna start from top to bottom. Okay, so it says verbal linguistic, word people who naturally enjoy reading, writing, and storytelling. So verbal linguistics is word people who naturally enjoy reading, writing, and storytelling. Logical mathematical, people who naturally like numbers, patterns, strategy, games, and doing experiments. Intrapersonal, people who are very aware of their own feelings and self motivations. Interpersonal, people who are excellent communicators and who emphasize and demonstrate leadership. Musical, people who are great listeners and musically inclined. Spash, I don't know how to pronounce this one. I don't know if it's spatial or spatial, but this one says people who are highly visual and think in images and pictures. Body kines, kinesthetic, kinesthetic. I think that's what it is. I think because the word is aesthetic, so it's keen aesthetics. People who love and do all things physical and are natural athletes, dancers, and craftspeople. That one they really get me. All right, so we're gonna go through all of them. Anybody here want to have any that stood out to them that they can identify? Anybody here want to say which one they think they are or which one stands out to them? Or if you remember any, or if you don't remember, you can ask me to just go back over. But like, what areas do you think you're good in? Are you good in physical stuff like sports? Are you good in musical stuff? Are you good with images and pictures? Are you good with the book work of it? Are you good with, are you an interpersonal? Are you an um interpersonal? Anyone want to tell me which one stands out to them? You're Corey is a physical. What about you, Gregory? Chad is a all-rounder. What? Where's the all-rounder, Chad? You're a little of everything. Well, that's good. That's great, actually. All right, let's get into them, guys. What about Gregory? I don't hear Gregory answer. Is he still here? All right, let's get into it, guys, because I don't want this to be another hour. And if it is, then so be it. I really want to get to chapter three. So let's get into it. All right. So verbal linguistic. This is the genius that our educational system currently uses to measure a person's IQ. It is a person's ability to read and write words. It is a very important intelligence because it's one of the primary ways humans gather and share information. Journalists, writers, attorneys, and teachers are often blessed with this genius. All right, logical mathematical. This is the genius that deals with data measured in numbers. Obviously, a mathematician would be blessed with this genius. A formally trained engineer would need to be good at both the verbal linguistic genius and the logical mathematical genius. Body kinesthetic. This is the genius that many great athletes and dancers are blessed with. There are also many people who do not do well in school who are gifted physically. These are often people who learn by doing. What is often called hands-on learning. Many times people with this genius gravitate towards mechanics or the building trades. They probably love woodwork or cooking classes. In other words, they are geniuses by seeing, touching, and doing things. A person who designs racing cars would need to possess all of the first four geniuses. And then this one that I'm not sure how it's pronounced, Spatial, spatial. This is the genius many creative people like artists and designers have. An architect would have to be good at all three of these first geniuses because the profession would require words, numbers, and creative designs. Hi, what are you doing over here? I see you. What are you doing over here? Leave a like how you're here. Just leave a like on the video. Thank you. All right. Yeah. All right. So musical, right? This genius is found in people who pick up instruments and gain familiarity quickly. They can hear music and almost magically know the notes they are hearing. People with this kind of intelligence are most happy when they are performing musically, such as in a symphony orchestra or in a rock band. Interpersonal. This is the genius found in people who can talk easily with others. People with this genius are often charismatic communicators, great singers, preachers, politicians, actors, salespeople, and speakers. Intrapersonal, this genius is often called emotional intelligence. It's what we say to ourselves, for example, when we are fearful or angry. Frequently, people are unsuccessful at something not from a lack of mental knowledge, but because they are afraid to fail. For example, I know many smart people with good grades who are less successful than they could be simply because they live in terror of making a mistake or failing. Many times people do not make money simply because they fear losing money more than they would enjoy making money. Love you here. Oh, thanks. There's a book written by Daniel Goldman entitled Emotional Intelligence that I recommend people read if they are ready to make significant changes in their lives. Goldman quotes the 16th century humanist Erasmus of Rotterdam, who states that emotional thinking can be 24 times more powerful than rational thinking. In other words, the ratio looks like this: 24 to 1 over emotional brain, rational brain. I need to write it down. Let me make a note of this, guys. Give me a second. So the name of the book that they said we should do our core reading is emotional intelligence. All right, guys, it's a one person is here. I wonder who that one person is. Is it Corey? Is it Gregory? Or is it just me? That's a one person there, but I guess the two only there. Gregory and Corey is here. And I'm here too, but it's only saying two persons. All right, guys, thank you for still being here. Don't forget to tap the screen, guys. Don't forget to leave a reaction. Still here. You there to chat? Don't forget to tap the screen, guys. Don't forget to leave the reaction so that the live can push out to other people who are interested. But I don't know how it has a two person, no it has a four. Alright, we know it gone back a four. Still here too. Alright, my son. Alright, so everybody there. Alright, good guys. Let's get back into it. Okay. So I have a little more reading to do. But I don't know if I'm gonna finish that one here today, you know. Actually, still have still have three more pages to go, guys. Whew. Nah lie, me. Oh you you got the app minimize so it not really show say there. Alright, I understand. Okay. Whew. Alright guys. Alright, just give me a second cause whew, I don't know if I'm gonna finish it today, honestly. Because I'm getting to that point right now. You sure? Come off a bit and go back on it. Okay. All right, let's get back into it, guys. Let's get back into it. Let's go. All right, so I'm quite certain most of us have experienced the power of our emotional brains over our rational brains, particularly when we are more fearful than logical or when we say something we know we should never have said. Do you stream every day? I don't, Corey. I was just scrolling and I landed here. But look at you know what? Let me not comment. I was just scrolling and I landed here. Me too. Okay, Corey. I don't stream every day because normally when I'm doing a chapter, it takes me about an hour, right? So I have to do it when I have the hour uninterrupted. So, but you can subscribe to my channel so that when I'm live, you would get the notification or if I post something. But I think you'd be more interested in my lives more than my videos because my videos are something totally different. But that's another story. Let's get back into the book. All right, guys. So I agree with Goldman that intrapersonal intelligence is the most important of all the geniuses. I say that because intrapersonal genius is our control over what we say to ourselves. It's me talking to myself and you talking to yourself. Since the distinction among these different geniuses was made, over 30 other geniuses have been identified. So our intelligence about the subject of genius continues to increase because we keep making finer distinctions. People who fail in school. People who will fail in school. People who do not do well in school, even if they try very hard, often do not have a strong verbal linguistic genius. These people do not learn by sitting still, listening to lectures, or by reading. They learn or are gifted in other areas. My real dad was definitely gifted verbal linguistically, which is why he read well, wrote well, and had a high IQ. He was also a great communicator, which means he was also strong in interpersonal genius. My rich dad, on the other hand, was gifted in the genius that is second on the list, the mathematical genius. He was below average in verbal linguistic skills, which is why I think he never went back to school. He was a poor writer and a poor reader, yet he was a very good speaker, and his interpersonal skills were excellent. He had hundreds of employees who loved working for him. He also was not afraid of taking risks, which meant his intrapersonal genius was very strong. In other words, he had the ability to pay strong attention to numerical details combined with an ability to take investment risk. And he was also able to build companies that people loved to work for. The real dad was strong in most geniuses, but his fear of losing money was his weakness. When he tried to start his own business and ran out of money, he panicked and went back to working at a job. One thing that a great entrepreneur must have, especially when starting to build a business without money, is intrapersonal genius. The person who fails and stand up again is calling on sorry, the person who falls and stands up again is calling on interpersonal genius or emotional intelligence. People often call that genius tenacity or determination. When people do the things they are terrified of doing, they are calling on their interpersonal genius. People call it guts or courage. When a person makes a mistake and has the interpersonal genius to admit it and apologize, that genius is often called humility. Why some people are more successful than others? When I studied the life of Tiger Woods, it is easy to understand why he is such a superstar. In order to be a great student, to be accepted to Stanford University, to be possibly the best golfer who ever lived, and to be such an influential media star, he has to be a genius in all of the seven geniuses. As any golfer will tell you, the game of golf requires tremendous physical genius. But more importantly, it takes tremendous interpersonal genius. That is why so many people say golf is a game that is played inside of you. When you watch Tiger on television, you know why he gets paid the big dollars for endorsing products. He is paid a lot because he is a great communicator. I thought you're back. I thought you were going to continue a different day. I did say I was going to end and start over because I wanted to finish this chapter today. I said that. I want to finish this chapter today, so I'm gonna finish. I'm trying to, because I don't think I'm gonna finish. I still have about 4 pages left, and we're already 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes in. So I'm trying to get as much as I can done now, and then I can pause and I can continue another day. But I need to do as much as I can do when I can do it. All right, so in the late 1930s, the Carnegie Institute did a study on successful people that showed that technical expertise constituted less than 15% of the reason for their successes. Oh, technical experts constituted less than 15% of the reason for their success. In other words, some doctors are more successful than others, not necessarily because of what school they went to or how smart they are. All of us know of people who did very well in school and are very smart, yet do not do well in the real world. It's delayed by a minute. Okay. Okay, I realize. Okay. because of what school they went to or how smart they are. All of us know of people who did very well in school and are very smart, yet do not do well in the real world. When you look at the seven different geniuses, some of the other reasons for a person's success and lack of success can be identified. In other words, you can make further distinctions, which is the foundation of intelligence. The Carnegie Institute study reported that a full 85% of a person's success in life was due to skill in human engineering. The ability to communicate and get along with people was much more important than technical expertise. Highlighting the point made by Carnegie was a study conducted by the US Census Bureau of Hiring, Training and Management. 3,000 employees were asked, what are the top two skills you look for when hiring people? The top six skills were. Wait, give me a second, guys. All right, I think I'm gonna end in a few minutes because I can't continue no more. I'm getting really tired. All right, the top six skills were good attitude, good communication skills, previous work experience, what a previous employer had said about the employee, how much training the employee had, how many years of schooling the employee had completed. Once again, attitude and communication skills ranked higher than technical competence in determining successful employment. So, good attitude, good communication skills, previous work experience. Yes, I had school today. I'm tired too. Okay. Don't forget to leave a like, Corey. I think you left a like on the first one. I don't know if you left a like on this one, but don't forget to leave a like on this one too. I'm going to end in a few, guys. I honestly cannot make it through any more pages. I still have one, two, two pages back and front. And I think this alone might be about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to finish Find Your Genius and Become a Genius. I'm going to finish off with this. And then I can continue with Protecting Your Child's Genius afterwards. So find your genius and become a genius. I'm in third grade. Okay. Well, let's read about this and see if this is relating to you. My dad, the head of education, knew that I would not do well in school. He knew that sitting in a room listening to lectures, reading books, and studying subjects without any physical mass to them was not my best way of learning. In fact, he often said, I doubt any of my kids will do well in school. He knew that all kids do not learn in the same ways. One of my sisters is a great artist, brilliant in color and design. Today she works as a commercial artist. My other sister is a nun and is very much in tune with the environment. She loves being in harmony with all of God's creatures and creations. My brother is a very physical learner. He loves doing and learning with his hands. Give him a screwdriver and he wants to fix things. He is also a great communicator, which is why he loves talking to people and helping them to help others. This is why I think he loves working at the blood bank. He loves to calm nervous people and ask them to donate blood to help others. I would say that I have good interpersonal skills, which allows me to overcome personal fear and take action. It is why I love being an entrepreneur and an investor, or why I enjoy being a Marine and flying a helicopter gunship in Vietnam. I have learned to take my fear and convert it into excitement. My dad was smart enough to encourage his kids to find their own genius and their own ways of learning. He knew each of his kids were different, had different geniuses and learned differently. Although we were all from the same parents, when he When he found out I was really interested in money and capitalism, subjects in which he had no interest, he encouraged me to seek teachers who could teach me those subjects. That is why at the age of 9 I began to learn from my rich dad. Although my real dad requested my rich dad, they did not see eye to eye on many subjects. My dad, being a great educator, knew that if a child was interested in a subject, that child had a better chance of discovering his or her native geniuses. He allowed me to study subjects of my interest, even though he did not particularly like the subject. And when I did not get good grades in school, he did not become upset, even though he was the head of the educational system. He knew that even though school was important, it was not the place where I would discover my genius. He knew that if children studied what they were interested in, they would find their geniuses and succeed. He knew his kids were smart. He told us we were smart, even though we often had poor grades in school. Being a great teacher, he knew that the true definition of education was to draw out your genius, not just cram information in. All right, so that's the end of it, guys. So the next chapter is going to be, the next subtopic is going to be protecting your child's genius, the tortoise and the hare. Your IQ can go down, and find your child's genius. So that's the next one. And then we are on to chapter 3, which is give your children power before you give them money. I like this one, and I really want to know about this. Give your children power before you give them money. All right, so if you're interested, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like on the video so that when I'm live again, you can get the notification. All right, guys, it was a pleasure reading for you guys today. So is this a parenting book? Good question, Omoshi. So basically it is. It says give your child a financial head start. Will you be going on TikTok after this? Yes, I will be going on TikTok. Remember I'm not going to be able to go on the main page, but I will be on the second page. I'm trying to see how much I can do on the second page. Not the same people over there, but we can work it. We can go and build on it. All right. Okay, later. See you there. Bye. Okay, okay, later. See you there. Bye. All right. Bye. Bye, guys. Number one. What happened to your main? Oh, Chadi never there. Jesus, I have not seen you in such a long time. I think from me get the fan, me not see you back. But there, so with my little fun I go on through. It's a little noisy for me, cause like when I'm doing the live now and I wanna use it, is it loud? So like now when I use it, it's a little loud. I would think it would have been a little bit quieter, but it's good. I mean it does what I want it to do. Plus, oh you not really hear it. Plus I can use it as a makeup fan as well. So like rarely when me I do makeup, I can barely hear it. Okay, good. So when I'm doing makeup, because sometimes when I get my lashes done, which is once every 2 years, she normally uses to dry it. So if I'm doing makeup, I can use it to kind of, dry it. Or if I have on makeup, I can use it to keep my face from sweating. So it's pretty handy and it's small enough. You can hold in my little bag and stuff like that. So I love it. But I was restricted twice actually last night. I was playing some videos and the things that they were talking about in there for 2 years. The thing that they were talking about in the video got me restricted for until the 1st of September. And then while I was going through and talking and I explained to the people them as usual, them restrict me again. So they're saying due to me having so many restrictions, they extended my ban. So I'm restricted until the 5th of September. But kind of, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I can try to appeal and go on, but I think I need to give it a break as well because if I get another strike, it's going to be a longer strike. And I'm already on about 4 strikes, and I think you only get 3, but I appeal one. So I think I want to give it a break. I'm gonna use the right now all of my page on the pan strike. You turn regular in a TikTok chill. Yeah, but turn regular energy. Like everything they must strike me for, which is what I was explaining to the people that because they're striking me for so many things, they must them strike me 2 times for age. Them strike me for something me never do. Them say exposure and whatever, whatever. Me I say me make a show me and I show me. And for that what them call exposure. I really don't know. But I was explaining that I'm gonna go on a different app that doesn't have so much restriction, and that is when them strike me again. So, but I love TikTok. TikTok is I don't want to say that over here, because they will something they me over here too. So but on the second page, I don't know if you're on my second page, the Rochelle Gibson ENT, but I'm gonna go over there right now. I love the interaction over there. It's pretty good. But yeah, guys, it was fun. Thank you for joining. We did it, guys. Woo! Later, guys.